Good morning, everybody. This is Tyler's Talking Sports. If this is your first time tuning in, we're so glad to have you here. My name is Tyler Hess. On the other side of the mic, my brother from another mother, Tyler Castle. You'll meet him in a few minutes, and I think you'll like him. If this is your first time tuning in, you got to know what you're listening to. Here at Tyler's Talking Sports, we cover college football, we cover college basketball, we cover college baseball. You name it in the college world, we're talking about it. From breaking news to big games to new coaching hires to kids entering the transfer portal, we cover it all. So, if you love what you're listening to and you love this episode, be sure to find us on all major podcasting platforms. Find us on social media. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. Be sure to give us a follow and a like there. We're also on YouTube and TikTok, but on YouTube, be sure to give us a subscribe, because when you do, that allows you to get exclusive content that nobody else gets that's not subscribed to us. When you subscribe to us on YouTube, you get exclusive access to our 10-minute episodes that we drop weekly throughout the week. Plus, our 2 episodes we drop every Monday and Thursday at 6 a.m. You're not going to want to miss any of the content we have, and we appreciate you guys being here, and we hope you enjoy the episode.
This episode is brought to you by Next Level Fitness Club in Lebanon, Virginia. 1806 East Main Street, Lebanon, Virginia, 24266. They are a 24/7 gym facility, 24/7 tanning. They also offer certified personal training and certified functional fitness classes to fit all needs. If you're in the market for a gym membership, this is a great place to hit up. Hit up Ethan, Tyler, or Jordan at any of their numbers, and check out their website at www.nextlevelfitnessclub276.com.
This episode is brought to you by Little's Lawn Care. Little's Lawn Care is the all-you-need lawn care people. You need your yard mowed, you need your leaves blowed out of your yard, you need your gutters cleaned out, contact Little's Lawn Care at 276-698-5104. Again, that number is 276-698-5104. You can text them and you can call him. His name is Brandon Little. He's an incredible person, and be sure you let him know that Tyler sent you.
And we're live, Season 3, Episode 7, First Pitch and Dunks. Happy Monday morning. If it's your first time tuning in, Tyler's Talking Sports. We're glad you're here. On the other side of the mic, my brother from another mother, Tyler Hess, and myself, Tyler Castle, bringing you Tyler's Talking Sports. Hess, how was your weekend?
Not been bad, man. Not been bad. Terrible rainy, windy weather. Not had much really had to do. Had some stuff to do outside in the buildings this morning, and had some stuff to do inside, but been kind of
nasty.
It has been nasty. Kind of been a lazy weekend. Power went out for a little bit, for about 30 minutes or so early, but not been bad, man. What about you?
Not been bad. Can't complain. Got a little, sinuses going on. I think we all are in this area.
Yeah.
I was at the gym yesterday and everybody was coughing up a lung. So
yeah.
I was like, great, it's going around,
Yeah.
Temperature. And when you have 4 seasons in 2 weeks, it'll mess with you. It'll mess with you. But I would like to, we do live in Southwest Virginia. We've had a lot of flooding going on in the area. So I'd like to, pay some respects to those people who have stepped out there and helped all those flood victims. And hopefully everyone's all right. And if there's any listeners out there that do listen to Tyler's Talking Sports, if you've been affected by those floods, please let us know. Love to help out in any way we could.
Absolutely.
If it's just keeping you up on your sports knowledge, we'll help out there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, man, I can't complain. Like, the weather's been crappy, but we can't control it. But we're still here. We're breathing.
That's right. We're doing it.
The house is still standing, so we're good there. Man, talk about dunks. Matt McClung.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Yeah.
Repeat
For the boy from here from Gate City, Virginia. Guys, if you're not from this area, Southwest Virginia, you don't know Gate City is just probably about 35, 40 minutes down the road from me and Castle here. Matt McClung was a superstar. He was bigger than this area. Most people know who Matt McClung is, but don't know where he originated from. They've seen his YouTube stuff. Big congratulations to him last night getting that three-peat. He's literally the only excitement I personally think that's in the NBA right now. I know he's technically not in the NBA, but just him. I watched everything last night. I watched the skills competition, the 3-point contest, and then I watched
pretty bad.
But it was very bland, and just even the guys competing against
wasn't even close.
McClung, I mean, it was. I think it was Kenny or Shaq. One of them made a really good point. The guys that were in the dunk contest were doing dunks you could do in a game. McClung
Yeah.
was jumping over cars, and
That's why I told you the creativity that goes into the dunk is the
and that's
dunk show.
and that's what's lost in that slam dunk contest. I mean,
Yeah,
I go
it's just
back
a basic dunk, which
the
I
Nate
can't do
Robinson-
it.
No.
I mean, we can't do it. What they're doing, obviously.
No.
But what I'm saying is, you're in the dunk contest. Like, at least take some time out to think what you want to do. Like, have an actual game plan, which McClung did. I mean, that one dunk he did, I texted you and I said, is the best dunk I've probably seen since like Vince Carter, where he dunked both balls and the guys on the hoverboard spin. I mean, that was crazy.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Which, granted, jumping over the car first dunk, I was like, oh my god.
And he got lucky too. That foot grabbed that top of the car.
I did see that.
There.
I was like, God, he's going to break his ankle. But yeah,
I mean, my big thing watching it though is like McClung's doing things you haven't really seen.
Yeah.
And the rest of these guys, like, okay, you bounce it off the side of the backboard. I've seen that happen.
We've
I've
seen that. Yeah.
I've seen, like, let's do something different. But I do understand the fact that there's only so much you can do dunking, like, so far. But I would love to see, okay, McClung jumped over a car.
We haven't seen somebody like Dwight Howard days where he raised the goal to like
raised the
12
goal.
foot.
Nate Robinson jumped over top of him. I mean,
stuff like that.
I go back to the Arby's that you were at many years ago with the boy from Tabernacle Baptist. He blew the cupcake candle out. Like, he went up and blew the cupcake out and then windmilled it in.
Yeah. Something like that. I mean, creativity. Add some stuff to it. Not just get up there and be like, all right, I'm going to bounce it here and go between my legs and throw it down.
Like, I remember when I was younger, like, 7, 8, 9 years old, watching dunk contests and watching somebody run and bounce the ball, then catch it and reverse it in. Okay, that was cool because I hadn't really seen that. But now, you've seen. Let's do something different. Bounce that thing off the shot clock. And
he brought the tap to the rim and then down.
Yeah, that one, I love that.
Was
one.
insane.
The concentration to grab that.
His head was above the rim.
Yeah,
and guys, he's 6'2".
Yeah, 6'2".
6'2".
Yeah.
And the other guys, I mean, when he's standing next to that Bulls player, he's like 7 foot.
Yeah, and to put it in perspective, I mean, you mentioned Vince Carter. Vince Carter's 6'6".
Yeah,
and
I guess probably since Vince Carter, I'd say Aaron Gordon, probably.
Aaron Gordon, he put his elbow in it.
Aaron Gordon was really good, and Zach LaVine. I mean, but they're both a lot taller than McClung.
But I did say I thought it was really cool. I know McClung said he was planning on hanging it up after this one, but last night while he
did say if they really wanted them.
Well, he said in the media center that Ja Morant is thinking about entering it next year, and Antetokounmpo is thinking about entering it, and they kind of want to go against McClung. So if that happens, that will be pretty entertaining. And that's the big thing. Like, back when we were watching,
all-stars doing it.
That's what I'm saying. Back when we were watching it, it was big-time players, and now it's not. And granted, these guys are in the NBA; they're great guys.
Yeah, they're in the league.
But they're not. It's not your Dwight. It's not your Dwight Howards,
it's not your
LeBrons,
Shaquille O'Neal.
Right, D Wade's. It's not those guys. I mean, back in the '90s, Michael Jordan was in it.
Yeah,
Dominic Wilkins. I mean, you think about it, it was the who's who of basketball was out there dunking the basketball. Now it's
where's like put LeBron James in this.
Yeah,
at his age. I mean, I get it. They're scared to get hurt, but I mean, anytime they enter the court, things could happen.
Well, that's the thing. The NBA's got so soft now that they're more worried about a dunk contest and hurting them than playing.
We do have a new 3-point winner, Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
So the boy from Kentucky ended up winning. That.
Buddy Hield, he looked good.
Oh man, that first round, he dropped 30. He tied Curry's record of 31.
31. Yep.
Yeah, I did watch that. How'd you like Chris Paul getting disqualified? Him and
I thought it was great.
I thought it was hilarious. Genius.
I thought it was, I mean,
they did rules technically, but they said they did, but they didn't.
But to me, I mean, I get the NBA saying
it's
it wasn't a shot attempt.
Yeah.
But what would have kept him from just going?
Wemby, that's who else did it. Wemby and Chris Paul.
Chris Paul, yeah. Wembyamba.
Love Chris Paul.
Yeah, old CP3.
Old CP3. Yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
I'll tell you this though, I did see something out of that skills competition. Oh, Donovan Mitchell, that man can pass.
Yeah, he's disgusting.
That one where he got it and he missed the ball.
The Cavs team's good, man. They got that one kid entered too in the 3-point contest. He's young. I mean, they're really young. That's a good team.
Yeah. What was his name? Last time he gave it the M. McQuillan.
The 3-point shooter?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's really good.
He is really good. I don't keep up with NBA. I know you don't either really anymore. But
dude, I didn't know. They were talking about during that skills competition about how like 2 of those guys were like the first round draft picks this year. I had no idea who they was.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah. I'm so out of touch right now with the NBA. It's not even.
It's bad.
I haven't watched a full game in probably 2 years.
And one more thing, we'll move on. the fact that Draymond Green is complaining about the NBA becoming a 3-point league and no defense, and it was his team is the one who created what we have now, really just makes me not like Draymond Green even that much more.
Yeah, it solidified it. I mean, NBA is definitely not what it used to be. I turned on the Christmas. It's always a big deal.
Yeah.
Boston Celtics were playing. I think they were playing the Heat or somebody, or Lakers maybe. It's always the big games. And it was literally like the first 5 minutes I watched it was just kick and pass out.
That's all it was.
And it was I was like, this is terrible. So bad. So
half the time they're just walking up the court. And I mean, they're all 6'7", 6'6".
Yeah.
So their stride is what we'd be
like
running.
4 steps, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's lazy basketball. That's why we cover college sports.
That's how come the viewership is way, way, way down this year.
Yep.
I'm kind of worried about the league.
I project that the MLB and the NHL will jump the NBA in viewership this year.
I guarantee MLB will.
I will say,
especially with the Dodgers. Yeah,
I had to tune in yesterday because I seen some people on our podcast page talking about it. Team USA, there had been a 4-country tournament in hockey. They played Canada yesterday, and they did the national anthem, and they were in Canada, and everybody booed during our national anthem because Canada don't like us because of the whole tariffs thing going on. But as soon as the puck dropped, they all dropped their gloves, and everybody started fighting each other. The USA versus Canada. It was a knockout drag-out for like a minute and a half of just punches being thrown. Team USA ended up winning, I think, 4-1.
Woo!
So yeah, that was pretty cool. They move on to the championship against like Sweden or Finland or something like that. I don't keep up with it, but that was pretty cool. But yeah, man, the NBA is that's why we cover college sports because it's a lot more entertaining.
NFL's like that too. I can't really.
NFL don't get good to playoffs. I mean, at least
the best time. Yeah,
at least the NFL when they get to playoffs, they play football.
Well, I'll say they play football in regular season. I'll say that.
The beginning of the season is kind of
weak, man.
You get close to the playoffs, though, they start upping it up.
Yeah, you can see a big step up from the Eagles.
And just speaking on the NFL, there is rumors out there, a lot being discussed. Steelers are still in talks with the Jaguars of trying to acquire Trevor Lawrence.
I love that.
Some people from the Jaguars said absolutely not, which I don't blame them. I understand that completely. Why get rid of him now? But that would be a perfect fit for Trevor Lawrence.
Be awesome.
And I have seen that Russell Wilson is tied to the Raiders to reunite with Pete Carroll. But I also seen earlier today that the Giants are very interested in bringing Russ up there. And Justin Fields, since we're talking about the Steelers, he is a free agent as well. From what I'm seeing, he's really wanting to stay with the Steelers to try to be that guy for them next year. And the last thing, Steelers are a lot right now. I have seen that if Shanoir Sanders drops below wherever they think he's going to be drafted, I don't know if that means they think he's going 1, 2, or 3. If he drops below whatever that is, the Steelers said they are ready to trade up to draft Shanoir Sanders and bring him to Pittsburgh.
Wow.
So Steelers are looking for a quarterback. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. I know we got a lot of Steelers fans that listen, especially around this area. So Steelers are interested in football right now as far as the NFL. But I have a question before we get into college basketball. Or college baseball, sorry. Because we did have opening day for college baseball on Friday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. So I figured this was a good question to ask. Which college has the most college World Series titles with 12, with their last one coming in 1998?
12 World Series titles.
And I'll give you a hint just to kind of help you out. LSU is second with 8.
Okay, I was going to guess LSU. Well, no, LSU would have been, 2021, 2022?
The skiing season.
Sorry. So that wouldn't have been them, yeah. So that should have been a clear giveaway. Last one coming in 1998. As a West Coast team?
Yep.
I feel like it's a California team.
Yep.
Okay, I'm in the right state.
Yep, you're in the right region, right state.
Which one would it be, though?
It's I'll give you another hint. They haven't been that relevant in baseball probably in the last 10 years.
Cal.
Close, but no.
Dang.
Want one more?
I don't know who it would be. I got the state. UCLA?
Very close. You missed it by like 2.5 miles. It would be the USC Trojans.
USC? Okay,
yes.
Wow. I wouldn't have guessed USC. Okay.
I didn't either. When I seen it last night, I was thinking like
so you said it wasn't LSU.
Texas. I was thinking Texas.
I got thinking, I was like, it's got to be a West Coast team.
Yep, but it's them, and then
I was close.
I think it's USC, it's LSU, and then I think it's like Arkansas, Texas, and then Cal State Fullerton.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, like, would UC Irvine? Would they be? Have they won one?
If I think they are on that list. I think they've won like one or two, but they were on that list. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking somewhere out there. I guess that team was really good, probably in the 90s.
It was the 90s and 80s when they really tore it up. That's what it looked like. They had like one from the 70s, and then most of them from the 80s and 90s.
Gotcha.
Yep.
USC Trojans. Wow, wouldn't have guessed that.
We did have a couple games. Pretty much everybody played Friday. I got the whole list here, but we can just run through some. I'll pick one I want to talk about. You can pick one you want to talk about, whatever.
Sure.
First one I'll talk about here, just because it's my boys. It was Georgia played Quinnipiac. Or I think I said that right, Quinnipiac. They played them in Greensboro, North Carolina, and they ended up winning 9-1. Georgia is ranked number 8 in the country. They didn't play none of their main pitchers. They didn't start their ace. They're working in some people to kind of see what they got for the season. But Georgia did end up winning. Bats were cooking right off the bat. They started the game off 5-0 in the first inning. Georgia looked pretty good. One more I'll talk about, and I'll let you pick 2 or 3 here to talk about. North Carolina, Tar Heels, played Texas Tech. That was a game you kind of was like, how that one want to go. This was Friday. North Carolina ended up winning that one 5-1. So the ACC showing that they're for real. Maybe. What games did you see pop up on Friday?
Well, since we're talking about the maybe, might as well go to this is the biggest upset so far in the season. Just started. Virginia did travel to Puerto Rico, and they lost against Michigan in extra innings, in 11 innings, 5-4.
Yes.
Last I looked, Virginia was, I think they were leading this game.
They were.
Like 4-3, something like that.
Yeah, they were up.
And then they, end up losing in extra innings. So big loss there at the beginning of the season. But some brackets do have Michigan, I think, close to top 25 or right at top 25.
Yeah.
So, granted, they're not ranked in this match here, but what I'm getting at is they might be ranked here soon.
Yeah, I would say that.
Clemson, another ACC school, did hold on to beat Oklahoma State in a very good game, 6-5. So do get their first ranked win over Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State looks to be legit.
Yeah.
I know we was talking about them a little bit in the last pod, and I didn't really know where Oklahoma State was at, but I mean, they kept it within one against a very good Clemson team, in my opinion. So very solid there. Another ACC dominant performance, which we kind of expected out of them in this game. NC State beat Fordham 11-1, and that game ended early in 8 innings. Absolute beatdown. You got some other beatdowns on here. I'll let you run through a couple more.
You had Clemson ended up playing again against Arizona. They ended up winning 16-5.
Yeah.
North Carolina won 4-2 in their second matchup there. Another one I was kind of looking at here, Wake Forest beat Long Island. A lot of people got Long Island making, I think it was one of the teams that I read in the field of 64. They beat them 14-2. UC Irvine pulled off an upset, which, again, some brackets are having UC Irvine. They were one of the teams we've seen in the field of 64 possibly. They ended up beating Nebraska 10-5. NC State, in their second matchup against Fordham, 12-2. And then another upset we had, hate to do this to my Duke fans out there, especially after I had them really high, lost to Cincinnati 8-3.
Wasn't even close.
I was kind of shocked by that one. And one more upset that I seen on there, you had a really good ball game. Ole Miss, which that was a team that you said you was kind of shocked that they wasn't ranked.
Yeah.
Beat Arizona 2-1.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think you covered mainly the good ones there. LSU, of course, continues their dominance, 14-0 to open up the season. And they beat them Purdue, Fort Wayne 10-1 in the first game, and then they beat them second game 14-0. That's a very, very solid squad.
I want to mention Virginia Tech beat Bucknell 19-0, but then they played Bucknell again that evening, and Bucknell beat them 8-6.
How does that happen?
That's the beauty of baseball right there. That is the true definition.
Matters who's pitching, and
And another one here that kind of just got me was Kentucky. They played. Let's see, where's it at here? I know they lost
on Friday. Yeah, Friday they played Lipscomb.
What was the score Friday?
11-0.
Okay, the Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in the second game they played Lipscomb. They lost 3-1.
Wow.
Yeah, so. It's crazy to see that, but that's baseball. That is the true definition of baseball. I'll mention them here. I know I'm surprised you have it here. Tennessee came out and said, "Hey guys, we are the national champs."
Yeah, don't you ever I heard you say like, don't be surprised if you see Hofstra, keep it close with Tennessee.
But,
beat him first game 18-1. I don't want to ever hear that again.
And then they beat them 15-0 the second one.
Yeah,
and that was my thing here. Like we talked about Kentucky won 11-1, and then they end up losing the next game. Like that's just how baseball is.
Well, I just think too, though, it's a difference between excellent baseball squads and great.
Yeah, and the big thing with college baseball,
I'll say it right now. I think LSU's excellent.
Yeah,
I think Tennessee's excellent.
Agreed.
I think Texas A&M's excellent. And I'm gonna say it right now. I think Wake Forest is excellent.
Wake Forest got a good little ball, and that's the thing with college baseball. There for a while, everybody talked metal bats because they hit so many home runs, and they killed the bat, the BB core era, and then you don't see 50 home run seasons as much. I mean, we've had a couple here the last little bit, but pitching is so big in college baseball, and if you can have like you typically can see a starter go 3 innings in college baseball, and then they rely on that bullpen.
Yep.
And the teams that have that deep bullpen are the teams that usually make it to Omaha, and that's another team on here we didn't really mention, but we talked about them in the last episode. Dallas Baptist beat North Dakota State 11-6.
Yeah.
That game was close. It was 6-6 for a minute, and then Dallas Baptist went to the bullpen. They shut down North Dakota State, scored some runs. Ball game. I mean, if you can have a good bullpen, that's the key. I would rather have a starter go 4 innings, and then I know my bullpen ain't going to give up a single run because I know you're going to score runs in college baseball. Absolutely. So if you got a bullpen that can shut people down, that's the winning recipe, in my opinion.
Absolutely. You got to hit pitch. It's kind of like, I mean, honestly, it's like the majors.
Yeah.
I mean, you're starting, you need to have a good 1 through 3, but then also, too, like your 4 and 5 or whoever you got, in those last starting positions for pitchers. Yeah. It's pretty crucial.
It is.
And then, who you bring in the 6th inning, because majors only goes till 6, 6 to 8, whatever that transition is there between pitchers, then your closer.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's just. I mean, they're playing majors, except it's shorter innings.
Yeah, I was looking at like in the majors. You look at it like if my starter goes 6 or 7 innings, I feel really good about the game. In college baseball, if I can get 3 to 4 solid innings out of my starter, I'm feeling pretty good as long as my bullpen. But the bullpen is because, like you said, it's a shorter game, so that bullpen is so key in college baseball. Speaking of that, I don't want to get off topic since it is baseball. You talk about 4 and 5 man rotations. The New York Mets this year are going to have a 6-man rotation.
6-man,
which I don't. It may have been one out there at some point, but they're having a true 6-man rotation so they can give that Segura, the guy who throws the weird pitch for them.
I mean, normally it's 5, right?
Yeah,
I'm not misspeaking on that. I mean,
most teams have 5. Some just do 4, but they want to have that 5th man. Usually it's an opener or a 5th true starter. They're going to go 6 so they can give their ace 2 days rest instead of 1 extra day's rest.
Makes sense.
So I don't know why the Mets weren't doing that before when they had DeGrom and Syndergaard and all them, but Mets are going to try to do something. But I thought that was interesting. A 6-man rotation. That's very interesting.
What's going to be funny is Mets still finished 3rd in that division this year behind Atlanta and Philly.
Well, I've already predicted the Mets are going to come out and be world beaters. They're going to come out and they're going to dominate. And then about All-Star break, All-Star break, it's going to start falling apart.
I hope it does.
I do too. Gosh, I do too. But baseball, guys, is in full swing. There's a lot of games going on Sunday. There's baseball throughout the week. Me and Tyler will be doing our best to cover as many as we possibly can.
It's hard, guys. Baseball's a lot.
Baseball, there's a lot going on, but we will try to cover at least the big heavy hitters and the teams that we know you guys follow. So just stay with us. And if there's a team that we're not covering in baseball that you want us to cover, be sure you let us know. Give us a big message and say, hey, look at this team, cover them.
One team that I wanted to mention before we move it down just a little bit, Florida State. They beat JMU 9-2. I think that's, a lot of people might overlook that win, but I think that's a solid win. Because JMU is usually a stout little baseball team.
Well, to our buddies down there at Sunbelt Syndicate, they did their baseball preview. They talked about JMU.
Yeah.
One of their guys said that Florida State was going to sweep the 2-game series, but the other guys said one guy had a split, and one guy had JMU actually winning that series. So
really?
JMU's a good little ball program, and I agree with you there. That's a win not to overlook right there. That's a good way to start the season.
Good way to start season. 7-run win. Very, very solid.
Absolutely.
One other one on there I thought was pretty impressive. I mean, I don't know how UNLV is this year. They was good in football. I'm sure they had probably a decent baseball team, but Oregon State beat them 16-0.
Oregon State.
If you can put up a goose egg like that and put up multiple runs, you got a pretty solid little squad.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
So, but we'll see, man. You know how it is. Baseball's just one of them things. The bats get hot.
Yeah. Get hot at the right time. Yeah.
Yep. You got to get hot. It's like any of these college sports, man.
Yeah, it's all
It's
about
about getting
momentum.
hot at the right time.
Yep, absolutely. Guys, we had a very, I don't know, it was a quiet but exciting Saturday in basketball. We're going to start off this one with an upset with a team that just 1 minute we were here talking about, hey, maybe they figured it out, and the next minute's like, oh, they're terrible. And that would be the Kansas Jayhawks traveled to 14 and 10, or actually 13 and 10 at the time, Utah, and Utah pulled this one out 74-67. I was pleasantly, because I don't really care much for Kansas, but I was pleasantly shocked by this score. What did you think about it?
Yeah, when you put this one on here, I was kind of blown away. But we've talked about Kansas past 3 or 4 weeks. They fell off. I mean, they have not been the Kansas team that started out at the beginning of the season. Look for Kansas drop out top 25 this week. I guarantee you rankings, very good possibility. They might be 24th, 25th just because of the name. Mm-hmm. But in my opinion, I don't think they're a top 25 squad right now. Based off the competition and the way they have played this past month has been terrible. Yeah. Zeke Mayo did lead Kansas again with 15 points, 4-9 shooting. But Gabe Madsen dropped him 24 points, 7 of 18 shooting. Pretty solid.
Very solid. I mean, Utah came in and they led at half and they finished off strong. Played good defense down the stretch. Utah, don't really talk about them in basketball.
That's crazy, man. I did not. I mean, if you told me to put $1,000 on Kansas beating Utah, I'd say sure.
Yeah,
not even think about it.
Yeah, especially knowing they're playing Utah.
Not even think about it.
Yeah. I was shocked by that one.
Another shocker.
I'll let you talk about this next one here.
Kentucky traveled to Texas. Right now, both these teams are in the tournament. Just want to clarify that. They have Texas in a lot of brackets, which is kind of shocking, but they've been playing pretty good ball here lately. Kentucky did lose to Texas 78-82 to drop to 17-8 on the season. And Texas improves to a solid 16-10 from where they started at this season. So definitely seeing some improvements out of Texas. They got some good players. One player that I've talked about way early in the season that will be going to the draft is Trey Johnson. Dropped 32 points, 11 of 26 shooting. Owa for Kentucky has been like their leading scorer. I think he scored every game this season. He's been in double figures. He did it again. He dropped 20 points, 8 of 18 shooting. This Kentucky team, man, something about them. They know how to beat the Vols. I'll give them that. They swept the Vols. They know how to beat the Vols. And they lose to somebody you expect them to beat.
Mm-hmm. Every time.
Every time. I think they've lost 5 or 6 in the past 5 weeks.
I think they're under 500 in SEC play.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. To lose to Florida, Texas, and Kentucky, talent-wise, should be better, or are better than Texas. Well, Texas has some young players, but Trey Johnson's a stud.
I think with Kentucky, like we see it, like there's games where they're out there and you're like, golly. I mean, you look at the Tennessee games.
But here's the thing. I told you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it just hit me real quick. They live and die by the 3.
Yeah.
If they're like the classic Duke team, shout out to my Duke fans out there. You know, because I used to be a big Dookie. I used to be a big Dookie, okay? I used to be a big Dookie. Big old Dookie. Big old pile of Dookie, okay? I used to be it. Just like y'all Duke fans, okay? But then I finally got some common sense and picked a good university. But anyway, I moved all my sports to Tennessee. That's respect right there. Yeah. That's respect. But anyway, guys, I'm just playing, guys. I love y'all. Here. Let me give y'all. I love y'all. But anyway, they live and die by the 3-pointer. If they come and play Tennessee, they shoot 50% from 3. Don't know how it happens, but it happened both games. They shot almost 50%. When they come and play Texas, who doesn't have nowhere near the defense that Tennessee has, I don't know what they shot from 3, but I guarantee it wasn't no 50%.
Right.
I don't know. I think they live and die by the 3. This is a team that I would not circle to make a deep run because it's too streaky.
Well, the thing that gets me with Kentucky is when they play a ranked opponent, they play them. I mean, they play really good basketball, and they usually have been winning. I mean, you look at the Florida game, you look at the Tennessee game, but then they go to Georgia, who's unranked, and they lose to Georgia. They lose to Texas. They lose these games that they, like you said, they should win.
They should have won this game. Yeah.
Yeah. And
granted, it's a 4-point game, close game.
I just wonder if this is a prime example, and this is nothing toward the coaching. This has nothing to do with any coaching in NCAA. If this is a prime example of where we have this whole one-and-done rule, and you have all these freshmen who don't have that mental mindset to say, hey, we're playing D1 basketball. It doesn't matter if I'm playing a Texas team that has been struggling this year, or if I'm playing the Tennessee Vols, who have been elite this year.
Yeah,
we got to play them all at the same intensity. Like I
saying,
just
super
wonder.
streaky.
Yeah, very, very streaky team. You see it. You see a lot of it. It's really hard nowadays to have a team. And that's why I think when we get to March Madness, you see these little schools who are filled with seniors make these deep runs because they've got that mentality. Like, hey, we've done this for 4 years. We know what to expect.
Can you pull up the stats on that? How did Brea, how did he shoot? That's usually a big key in that offense. Because they got a solid 1 through 5.
What was that right there? Who have a halftime score this Sunday, guys. St. John's is up 40-39 on Creighton right now. Just want to throw that out there. But Texas, got it right here. And you wanted Brea?
Yeah, I wanted to. And also, too, can you give me the field goal percentage?
Field goal percentage, they were 41%.
Not terrible. Okay.
And they shot 25% from 3.
There you go.
Brea played 35 minutes. He was 0 for 6 from the field and 0 for 4 from the three-point line.
If they're cold, they're cold, man.
Yeah, they only made 1, 2, 3, 4 threes out of 6. Or out of 20. They shot 24 threes, made 6 of them.
Yeah, rough night shooting. And, you can say that's any team, right? I mean, You can be like, well, any team can do that, which they can. I agree.
Right.
But this Kentucky team this has been the script all year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they are consistent. If they're not hitting their threes, they're going to lose. They're hitting the threes, going to win. Yeah. If they'd have bumped that percentage up, they won that game.
I look at this next game we're going to talk about here. This is a Kentucky-Texas carbon copy right here. Iowa State playing. The only difference here is this game was at Iowa State. It wasn't Kentucky on the road. But Iowa State played Cincinnati, a 15-10 team, pretty much even to Texas as far as their record this year. And Iowa went in here, won by 11 points. It was a tie game at half. It was 39-39, but they did what they had to do in the second half and ended up outscoring 42-31. Iowa State, big rebound win here after some little struggles over the last couple of weeks. A guy we've talked about all year long for them, Curtis Jones, led them in scoring. He had 22 points. He was kind of terrible from the field. He was 4 for 13, but he made his free throws. He had 12 from the free throw line. That's key. Jizzle James. I love that name. Jizzle James for Cincinnati had 25 points. He was 9 for 16 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Cincinnati, that's usually a team we talk about come March. This has been a down year for them. He is hung up here, guys. Jizzle James has got him.
I've never heard anybody call that. Great name.
Great name by there. But, big win, good win here for Iowa State, and this is what we expect to see Kentucky do when they play teams like Cincinnati, Texas. You expect to see this. This should have been the Texas Kentucky.
Absolutely,
Kentucky winning, and
not knock it on Texas. They played really good ball at all lately, and I think Texas. Now, every time I've done this, I'm probably going to regret this, but Hess, I'm gonna circle them. I think that is a team that could surprise you.
It could.
That could surprise you. Could. Trey is a monster.
He's a
play
scorer,
anywhere in the country.
Yeah, agreed. He's a scorer, and if he stays hot, he could. He reminds me. No, I'm not saying he's the player that I'm about to mention. I'm just saying the way he plays. He can take over a game. He reminds me of Steph Curry when he was at Davidson. Steph Curry was able to take over a game, and he led him to the Sweet 16.
I was going to compare him to Ja Morant.
Oh yeah, Ja's a good one. I'm just saying, I don't think he's not as athletic as Ja. Ja was a little different level, but so is Curry. But just that type of player, he can take over
on smaller schools, take over the game,
take over a game and take them. And you're right. Trey Johnson could be that guy for Texas, and you never know. They hit it at the right time, get a good draw in the tournament. You could be seeing Texas make a deep run. Iowa State though, they improved to 20-5. They still had that big matchup with Houston coming. Still with Iowa State. So.
Still not sold.
But the next one, I'll let you talk.
They should win that game.
Yeah, exactly. Just like we talked about with Texas and Kentucky. This next one, I'll let you have it. This was the big marquee matchup of the weekend. You had Auburn traveling to Alabama.
Yeah, kind of surprised me with Auburn on the road, honestly. I thought this would be a closer contest, but Auburn dominated that first half. I watched the entire first half. Couldn't do much with Broom down low and then kick out. That was just destroying Alabama. They didn't have no answer. Brought it close. Every time they got close, Auburn would just pull away. It'd be a 2-point game. Auburn would go on a run. Auburn ended up winning this one 94-85 to improve to an crazy good stat. 23-2 on the season. Alabama still very solid, 21-4, nothing to hold your head down about. They did both score 52 points in the second half. I thought that was pretty impressive. But first half, yeah, give it all to Auburn. They was up 42-33. Like I said, Broome had a game, 19 points, 7 of 16 shooting. Mark Sears, very high on Mark Sears, 18 points, 4 of 17 shooting. So abysmal shooting for him. 8 of 11 on free throws, though. Mm-hmm. But Auburn's defense won this game. They shut down Alabama, and I'm saying shutting them down. Holding Alabama at 85 is solid. That's good.
I mean, you
because
can't
Alabama's probably, I think they were at one time. They were number one offense.
Mm-hmm. I think them in Florida keep.
They're probably top 3 every bit of it. So
yeah.
And you Duke fans can come at me over that, but I think they are at least top 5. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
So yeah, very very good teams here. Both these teams very well make a deep run.
Next one we had the Big Tennessee matchup here. We had Vanderbilt traveling to Knoxville. This game was kind of worrisome for Vols fans after that first half, but Rick Barnes got into their hind end at halftime, and they really came out and played some shutdown defense. The Vols pulled away with probably about 6 minutes left in that game. They really put their foot on the throat of Vanderbilt. Ended up winning this game 81-76.
Yep.
But they had a big comeback. They were down 13 at half. They came back and won by what?
That's
5. 5?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 5. I was going to say more than that. I couldn't do math there for a minute.
I got you, man.
Tennessee scored 50 in the second half. It was a great second half of him. They shot the lights out. Double Z here. He had 22 points.
Fun fact on Double Z. He had 0 points at half. He had one shot attempt. He is the key to Tennessee making a run.
Absolutely. He's the catalyst of that basketball program.
He's the catalyst. He had 22 points, 7 11 shooting in the second half. Absolutely could not miss from 3. He was on fire. He's really what got their rally going. He had played good defense, got a couple steals. But that next guy there that you was getting ready to talk about, Jason Edwards.
Yeah, that's probably been your favorite non-Tennessee Vols player this year.
He's a stud.
He is a stud. I can't remember who the other dude was for Vandy. He was a big guy down low, number 99. Had long hair, looked like Edwards. He was a big dude down low. He was playing pretty good for Vandy. I can't remember exactly what his name.
Vandy, I'll say this. Vandy dominated Tennessee in the first half. They had 8 offensive rebounds. Tennessee had 0. And they held Tennessee to 30-some% maybe from the field. And Vandy put up the most points at half, 44. That's the most Tennessee has gave up all year. And Tennessee has the best opponent field goal percentage. I told you that. I think it's like, what did I tell you, 38 or 41%?
Yeah, 36.
36%, which is the best in the league. Vandy shot 50, right at 50% in the first half. Or 60%, sorry.
They end up shooting 45% for the game. Vandy did 44% for a three-point line. The
they shot 58 or 59% in the first half.
Guy I was talking about down low, number 99, McLaughlin. He didn't have no points, but he was just a force down low. It was like he was just so big. He ended up fouling out. The other player for Vandy that did good was Carey. He had 18 points. He was 5 for 6 from the field, 1 for 1 for three-point line, and he had 7 rebounds. Tennessee ended up shooting 55.8% from the field, 42% from the three-point line.
Got going in the second half.
Lanier finished with 21 points for them. Mm-hmm. He had a pretty good game. Second half was all Ziegler, though. He dominated. My big thing here with Tennessee, before we move on, the guy that I like to watch personally outside of your 2 big names there with your guards is I like Milicic. I like watching him, but I really like Akabara. Yeah. He don't really stuff a stat sheet that much, but when he's out there, he makes an impact. And I really think when we get deep into these tournament games and stuff like that, that's where we're going to have to see Tennessee really stretch the floor a little bit. Let's take it out of the guard saying, I want to see some of these big men get a little bit more. But those guys and Meshack, that's another one. Mm-hmm. I think he's really good too. But I really just like Akabara, especially on defense. He's really good to shut down.
Can't really score.
Teams.
Yeah, he struggles.
But he does.
He does what he needs to down low.
He reminds me of a older Marcus Camby. Really good on defensive end. Gets points when they're there, but
not much on offense. Biggest difference maker though, definitely. Zakai,
Ziegler
hands down.
Second half, yeah.
And just Jason Edwards. We was talking about him. He scored I think Vandy's last 11 points. I mean, he could not miss from 3. So there for a minute, it was a 2-point game.
He was
at 2 minutes
6 for 10 from the 3-point line.
Yeah, he was tearing it up, man. I was like, this guy can't miss.
He shot 50%.
Yeah, can't miss. He's good. Him and Trey probably my favorite 2 outside of my balls, honestly. And Cooper Flagg. I like watching Cooper Flagg.
This next game here, this is a team you talked about, I don't know, 6 or 7 episodes ago. We said, watch out.
Yep.
because we knew what they could have. Wisconsin traveled to Purdue and pulled off the upset 94-85. This was a huge win. Wisconsin improves to 20-5 on the season. Purdue falls to 19-7 on the season. John Tonji for Wisconsin had 32 points, was 10 for 15 from the field, 8 for 9 from free throw line. Trey Kaufman-Reen for Purdue, 30 points, 12 for 16 from the team. Yeah, 6 for 9 from the free throw line. Both these teams right here are pretty good teams. Wisconsin has just really, since they got into Big Ten play, they have been a completely different team. Those 5 losses, I think 3 of those are to ranked opponents, and they were really close. Wisconsin is a team to watch out for. If I'm going to circle a team during this episode, it will be Wisconsin, so expect them to get upset this week.
Yep.
But, yeah, Wisconsin's one to keep an eye on. Purdue, bump in the road, got to move on from it.
Solid.
Still a solid program, but I'm a little more higher on Wisconsin than I am on Purdue.
I take that.
Yeah.
I take that. I mean, you're going to see Wisconsin make a jump up here. Probably to about 12th, I had to guess.
You expect. You think Wisconsin, you're usually looking at them as a team that's a top 10 program, at least top 15 usually.
Yeah, usually in football and basketball. 20-5. I mean, kind of quietly, too.
Yes, very quiet 20-5. I'll let you talk about this next one, though, since you've mentioned them a lot.
Yeah, this is no quiet team to basketball. Number Duke played a home game against Stanford, who's now in the ACC. Duke put up 100. This first 100-point game we've seen in a while. 106 is what they put up to Stanford's 70. Stanford drops to 16-10. Duke improves to a stellar 22-3 on the season. Duke did put up 57 points in the second half.
Yes, they did. Almost put 50 up in the first half.
And this is, I think, back-to-back games. Tyrese Proctor is the leading scorer.
Yeah.
23 points, 9 of 13 shooting. Maxime Renaud for Stanford had 19, 7 of 21 shooting. Duke, nothing to worry about here. It's a game they got to win. They will. They did. And, Duke's not going to move. I don't think they'll move in rankings. I think they'll stay at 3rd. I think Auburn still be 1. I think Alabama be 2.
I think you'll see a switch there. I think you'll see Duke.
You think Auburn drops?
No, I think Auburn
or
stays.
Alabama. Sorry.
Yeah, I think Alabama drops. I just think it's one spot. I just think you flip them and Duke.
Who cares?
But I will say, because you mentioned him, Cooper Flagg did finish with 19 points. He was 7 for 13 from the field. But the big news here that came before this game, I don't know if you've seen it.
I saw
Cooper Flagg. He said he wants to stay. He has no plans to go in the NBA. That's huge.
If he stays, Duke should win a natty.
That is huge, and I hope he does. For the fact that I hope that starts a trend.
Yeah, break the cycle.
Yes, let's get some of these superstars that are in basketball. I don't want to see them go one year and they go to the NBA and we just kind of forget about them.
That's what's happened.
Let's go. Let's play another year. Let's get another, 2 games with North Carolina. Let's go win another national title, or let's go compete for one. I really, really hope Cooper Flagg sticks to that and does stay, even though I know the money's going to be there, the deals are going to be there. But NIL gives you that money.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, he can still play on Team USA. I mean, what's the benefit of going to the NBA, being on a team and you're going to be, not win 9 games, or go stay at Duke for another season and compete for a national title?
Yeah.
I really hope he does stay. But, yeah, like you said, Tyrese Proctor, another game. If I'm a Duke fan, that's what I want to see. I want to see these other guys step up.
Scores.
Yes, and that's the key. When Duke can do that and it's not all on Cooper Flagg's shoulders, they're a deadly, deadly team. But, yeah, I was surprised when I seen that come across my phone yesterday that he had said that. So I really hope he sticks to his guns and stays. That would be great. Great for college basketball. Great for if you're a Duke fan, that would be exceptional. Next game, though.
Big pile of Dookie. That's funny.
A team Ming, you've talked about, and I put them in the same category as Kansas. Yeah. Arizona ended up getting upset, not getting upset, but getting beat by Houston, 62-58, close game.
Close game all the way through.
Okay. Arizona was up at half, 30-25. Caleb Love finished with 17 points. Milos Azuan.
Whatever. We'll go Azuan.
Yeah, Azuan. He finished with 19 points for Houston. He was 8 for 12 from the field. Honestly, this is kind of how you expected this game to go, especially the way Arizona's been playing. Houston squeaks by, dominates the second half to get the victory. This was a big game right here for Big 12 implications. These two were the top 2 teams in the Big 12. Houston now has that advantage right now. They'll be the number 1 seed in the Big 12 tournament. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I've been high on Arizona this past month. I bragged on them about every week. Hess is dying on the camera over there if y'all see him. But yeah, 17-8 now. Nothing to hold your head down about. I mean, Arizona won't drop much in this as it was a close game. I've kind of been not big on Houston, but this kind of showed me, okay, they might have something here. They're 21-4. But yeah, both these teams are stellar. If I'm an Arizona fan, I'm not worried. It tells me I can play with the top 10 team. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, but I got choked up a little bit.
I saw that. I saw you died.
Yeah, I'm all right though. Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
It's okay to be emotional over Arizona losing. I understand.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Wildcats, man.
But couldn't do it. High School Musical couldn't do it. Wildcats couldn't do it.
That was
man.
good. That was a good one. I like that. That was good. But yeah, I agree with you there. It does show Arizona can compete with these teams that are in the top 10. Nothing to hang their head about. Houston, like I said, though, they got that big matchup with Iowa State coming in a couple of weeks. That's a game we're going to circle and keep an eye on. See how that one ends up. But yeah, guys, that was pretty much Saturday of college basketball. We did have one more thing here. Mick Castle been following it pretty close. He had the Genesis Invitational.
Watching it right now.
Yep, it's on right now. What can you give me? Any updates right now?
Well, no, they're talking. So I don't know.
Talking.
Yeah, I don't know who's.
I'll see if I can get you one right here.
I don't know who's leading or not.
Right now, McNeely is leading. He is 12 under. He's 9 under on the day through 13.
Okay. Yeah, McNeely 11. Yeah, 11 under. Rogers in second with 10 under. Cantlay in third, tied with McCarthy at 9 under.
And then Scheffler. There's Scheffler. Right
Scheffler's
there.
in fifth.
Yep. So we'll see who ends up winning the Genesis. Any surprises here? Anything you've seen that you kind of like, wow, I didn't see that coming? Or
yeah,
any
McNeely and Rogers. I didn't see either one of them winning this.
No, not at all.
Scheffler's always usually top 5 here lately. So no surprise there. And Aberg's had a really good round. Wouldn't be surprised here. Scheffler's on 13 right now. He's getting ready to hit a second shot. Wouldn't be surprised here if he makes a little run.
Yeah. That's typical
Scotty.
Scheffler. Yep.
And I say that, and he just hit a ball off the green.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There it is. There's the jinx in the
I
live
circled
person.
him.
Yeah, you circled it. It happened instantly.
Golly, man. I can't even get golf.
I know they're in mid-round right now, but who are you picking to win this one?
How'd you say McNeely was on the day? 6 under or 9 under?
9 under.
Give me McNeely. He's hot. Let me go McNeely. I say he holds the lead.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that.
He's putting for eagle right now. Let me see if he gets this eagle. Oh, barely missed the eagle. Easy birdie. Easy birdie. So he's getting ready to take a 2-stroke lead. Yeah. Give me a McNeely. He's hot. Hot. And he's only got 6 holes to go. So yeah, give me a McNeely.
Oh, McNeely. He is. Yeah, he's having a heck of a round right now. He's had par, birdie, 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 par, birdie, 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 par, and he just got a birdie on 13.
Yeah, that's a good round.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever see that mob.
He is, if you don't know, Maverick McNeely, great name. Love that.
Wow.
Double M. He is from Stanford. He's ranked 21st in the world. He's age 29, and he has earned $914,102.
From golf.
From golf.
Not even from his sponsors.
Nope, just from golf. That's
Just
the
from
PGA
golf.
money list.
Nice.
So look for him to move up after this tournament.
This is a big pie, too, ain't it?
Yes, it's a big one.
Yeah, Genesis is big.
Yep.
And guys, this is in California. This is TPC Sawgrass, right?
No, Sawgrass is in Jacksonville.
Oh, not Sawgrass. TPC.
This is in.
It's in California, ain't it?
This is in La Jolla, California, at Torrey Pines.
Torrey Pines. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the purse is $20 million.
Torrey Pines. $20 million. Golly. Dude, you playing $20 million. No pressure. No pressure.
Granted, the purse gets divided between everybody.
Correct.
So
still,
but $20
still
million.
though, nice payday.
Oh yeah, very nice
For a weekend of golf.
Another fun
4-day
thing.
round of golf.
People don't understand this. I didn't know this till actually probably 5 or 6 years ago. If you don't make the cut, you get no money.
Correct. I didn't realize that till the Netflix series.
Yeah, the full swing. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that either.
That's how it goes, man. It's how it goes.
It is. Well, bud, any final thoughts?
Just a reminder, we do have the powerlifting meet coming up this Friday and Saturday. I guess Hess and I will be preparing Friday night if we don't get snowed out. But
Right.
Saturday, February 22nd, again, we'll announce it on Thursday. So make sure y'all tune in to Thursday's, I was going to say Thursday's meeting, but Thursday's pod.
Yeah.
I've worked too much. But Thursday's pod, make sure y'all tune into that. We'll be going over the powerlifting meet. I know those guys there have been working hard to get the flights. So you have flights for this lift to try to make this event move pretty fast. There will be snacks and refreshments and seating. So if anybody wants to come out and watch and have a good time, that event starts at 9 a.m. this Saturday, February 22nd.
Heck yeah, man. Looking forward to that. It's going to be a really fun event. Being out there with the people. Excited to see it. That's about all I got, man. Everybody be careful out there. Everybody that's in the Southwest Virginia area this week. Be ready for some snow, flooding, rain, whatever. But guys, take it easy, be good, and we hope y'all like this episode.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
See y'all.